that.
Record.
Alright.
I've already remembered to actually change the game and everything on Twitch.
Okay,
So,
good.
alright.
It does make you a little nervous, but I can't see what you put there. But
Dun,
I'll
dun,
take your
dun.
word.
It just says on the 4th day of Twitchmas.
Okay.
I've just been updating them. So this one's been easy.
Yeah. On the 4th day, we have a calling bird. In this case, the calling bird is actually Scrooge McDuck.
Oh, and I think the nephews are calling birds too.
Yes, they also are.
Yep. So we may actually have 4 calling birds, and we may actually be exactly right on a day of Christmas, I think, for once.
At the least, we're in the right ballpark. There are at least 4 birds, all of which are calling.
What's interesting is that the original, this is one of those cases where Americans ruin everything, because when I forget the guy's name, but I looked this up on Wikipedia when we were browsing to refresh ourselves with the song and everything. That it was originally like the French and European ones were using collie birds, as in blackbirds. And I guess it's one of those things where maybe the guy didn't understand the lyric if he only heard it in writing, or didn't think it would work well for the American audiences wouldn't understand what the term. But regardless, we ended up with calling birds, which I think are a much more interesting gift.
I agree. And speaking of interesting gifts, Ducktales Remastered was actually, even the original actually, was a pretty decent gift, because we played the original on the NES. So when we saw that there was one for the PS3 that was remastered, it's like, oh, we have to get on that.
Mm-hmm.
And I actually really like it, because they add a lot of extra content in there. Like, this first stage did not actually exist in the original. And of course, there were no cutscenes or things like that.
Right, there's a little intro, and then you go straight to Scrooge at his computer, picking the destinations, and he's basically in it just to get more loot.
I'll save you.
As you might guess, you hit the big red button, and bonk.
Now that's what I call
Baggy
a
beetle.
stomach ache. You were hit
As
on
you
my
can see,
medium,
his
Moronic
clothes are really
Marauder.
baggy.
Huh.
Thanks, Uncle Scrooge.
You're welcome, lad. Huey, what are you doing here?
Well, we saw the Beagle Boys going into the money bin.
We'll try not to talk over
Louie and
these
Dewey
guys
are
too
here,
much,
You better hurry, Uncle Scrooge. They might
because there's a plot, this time around.
Indeed. It's a bit of a thin plot, it's nothing that I think anybody would really miss, but, there is still a plot, so you might as well.
Right. What I find kind of interesting is that DuckTales is one of those shows where I have fond memories, I have some nostalgia for it from when I was a kid. I've never really felt the urge to go back and watch it.
Yeah, same here, actually.
The fact that it's Disney, I mean, they probably do copyright, and everything kind of dulls it a bit.
Right.
But I did go looking for it on YouTube a while back, and I saw the. I tried watching the five-parter epic with the, with the Gizmo Duck and all that. And it was okay, but I didn't even finish it. Yeah, this one's new. I mean, the treasure was always hidden everywhere in this game, but doubly so this time around.
As you can see, that's the reason why I tend to jump around, like, everywhere. Because you never know where treasure's going to be hidden. In this case, it actually does make sense. I imagine that Scrooge McDuck actually does have money just tucked away everywhere.
If more people played it 4th edition, this is where I make an Astral Diamond joke, but I don't think anybody would get it. And I'm going to go quiet for a bit and let Ben clear this while I post the update. I started a little bit late because I was working.
He says that as though that's anything.
Okay.
For myself, I'm actually kind of glad that I can, because I was actually a bit worried that because I've gone back to work and I'm actually working full days, I wasn't sure if I would be able to carry a stream on my own. Like, that's one reason why I wasn't quite as active
Get away
yesterday.
from him, you
But
gluttonous
today I'm actually feeling a lot better, and it doesn't hurt that, while this game is a lot more difficult than the NES game, it actually isn't that bad.
I'm starving.
As you can see, you offer the burger, and womp. I have no idea why Scrooge McDuck's money bin has a a hand for burgers. And I don't know, Scrooge just doesn't strike me as the burger sort. Oh yeah, Sway's playing New Vegas, and she ran into Cazadores, so yeah, that's a good stopping point.
You could just watch us. Yeah, that'll be a lot less painful. Tip: if you've gotten any turbo, when in doubt, winners do use drugs. If you have any turbo, that'll make them a lot more manageable. Their big trouble is it's hard to get a beat on them. Well, then you take feed, the drugs will slow down time. And
I think that is kind of the moral of the story for Fallout, actually. Like, winners do drugs.
Right. Yeah, I was giving one of my friends some advice on Fallout 4, and I was like, for the death fall, we tried using Psycho, and sure enough, that made the difference.
Yeah, I could imagine that.
And so we're talking about Disney cartoons. Let's talk about violent video games and drugs.
Yes. As long as we don't swear. That's the important thing. There's the other way. Now, you could ask me, Ben, what is the point of gathering all of this money? I would respond by answering that question: you do not understand Ducktales.
I've always been kind of, I can't say always, obviously, because I didn't find out about this until a couple of years ago. But, I had heard a lot on, basically, Ben and I are just a bunch of big old nerds, so we've played the Mutants and Masterminds, tabletop game. It's basically D&D with superheroes.
Right.
And in the course of that, I joined the official message boards for it, and there was one discussion about the Don Rose DuckTales original comic series and everything. And people were saying, it's actually a really good, comic, and it's like, they show us only like a pale imitation thereof and all that. And I never have gotten around to going and watching it. Or reading it.
Yeah, the other interesting thing of note is that this introduces one of the, for lack of a better term, core mechanics of DuckTales, which is that there are very often choices you have to make about, which box to hit or things like that. And if you choose the wrong one, then you're going to be out treasure or whatever else there is. So you kind of have to be careful about where you go and what you go.
Cuss me, Tilt. One false move and I'm a roast duck.
Leave me, Uncle Scrooge. It's not worth it.
Nonsense, my boy. Ow.
Don't mind me, this will help my... As you established before, I can't multitask.
Yes.
So gotta focus.
Hey, when I get the gold, I'm gonna buy Ma a new hat.
There we go.
Ow!
Woohoo! We almost got them all.
That lot of good that will do us if they make it to me vault.
Gamers. Come on. We already started. This is longer than the NES game, so we may be at it for a while.
Yeah, I don't think we'll be finishing it in this stream, whereas in the original you definitely could.
Then link to Blade Storm from last time. YouTube. That's us.
There we go. The cake, that's a full heal.
Very nice.
It's good, because I believe this is the boss fight coming up.
Mm-hmm. Boss fights were all a joke in the NES version.
Whereas this one is actually kind of serious.
Fortune, you crook.
Ye crook.
Not this time, McDuck. Oh, you ain't getting the drop on this big ol' boy.
I could probably link it from the playlist. Well, I should probably link the playlist in the
Do
thread.
be careful or you'll scub the floor.
I think I'll bust with this bus.
Your safe is securely suspended.
As you can tell, the point of this particular boss fight is pretty simple once you get the pattern of it. But I'll admit, Big Time Beagle did actually beat me the first time or two, because he throws his those objects in two different arcs, and if you guess wrong, well, you only have 3 chances to get it right. But this time I only got hit once, so
Curse
hooray!
you,
Yay.
McDuck! This ain't the last you'll see of me!
Submit reply.
Yeah. Good riddance to bad beagles, I say.
I also like the idea
Now,
of
why in the
McDuck
world
actually
was I
having like
interested in this
a
old painting?
absurdly large amount
Surely
of
there are more
safes just
valuable-
filled with loot.
Well, pluck me pin feathers. It looks like some kind
Yeah,
of
that's
secret
definitely true.
code. Boys, boys,
And feathers.
What did you find, Uncle Scrooge? Yeah, what is it?
I'm not sure, but I know.
Yeah,
how
every
to
time I
find it out.
saw
I'll
the
feed it into my
the Huey, Dewey, and
supercomputer
Louie, you know, the
use
color code and
Gyro's new
everything,
crypto
just thought
analysis
of, you know, it's
program.
like,
Then
you
we'll know
know,
what the
you know, I
beagles
know,
was
I
about.
know mothers that would
Stand
dress their
back,
kids
lads.
like that,
Right.
to keep them apart,
Yeah.
tell them apart.
Well, I almost wish our mother did, so she could tell us apart.
Brigadoon!
What are we gonna do?
It's even more Scottish than before.
No ordinary treasure by the look of things.
Only Uncle Scrooge would call any
Yeah, they
kind of
did
treasure
amp up the
ordinary.
brogue to 11 on this
Look,
one.
one of the treasures is in the middle of the Amazon. And there's another one in Transylvania.
And the
one
moon?
buried
The
10
moon?
miles underground.
Everyone's favorite stage
Hey,
from the
wait
NES
a
era.
minute. Something screwy. This last treasure can't be right. Yeah, there's no mountain on Earth that's that high. Well, according to the Junior Woodchuck's guidebook, to get there we'd have to take about 537 million steps straight up
Hey, Zane.
till we reach the moon.
He said,
Hey, Zane.
well, they have the original VAs. If not, then
Really
really,
close,
really
yeah.
good sound-alikes, yeah.
Well, what are we waiting for? That
Well,
treasure's
DuckTales
not
came
going to
out
discover
when
itself.
it had its first run when I was in elementary school. We're talking like 1990, so it's plausible they could have gotten those guys back.
Alright, Wayne, where are we going?
Well, we got Sway and Zane at least. You know,
Oh
in
yeah,
the
you
chat.
two can choose. First one to say it chooses. We can go to the Amazon, Transylvania, the African mines, Himalayas, or the
The
moon.
moon.
I will say that of all of these, I have gone to the Transylvania stage already.
That was pretty cool.
Right. But, you know, all of them have probably been updated, so... Yeah, I was in elementary school too when DuckTales first came out. So.
Transylvania it is. Which is good. That's a good one to jump back in with because Ben's familiar with it.
A little bit.
At least compared to the others, you know.
Pack your bags, boys.
For
We're
bonus
off to
points, the
Transylvania,
highest
and we're no
mountain
coming
in the
back
whole
without
solar
the coin of
system
the
would
lost
be in.
realm.
See if anybody gets a bonus points while I tweet.
I'll admit that astronomy is not really my strong point.
First day,
Yeah, I know that I think it's Olympus Mons is the highest one on the moon, but I don't know where the actual largest one is.
that was not on the moon.
Really?
Mm-hmm.
Ah.
Yeah, but you have the name of the correct mountain. It's on Mars, actually.
Oh.
This is it, kids.
Well, Zane asked, what's the question? Wayne had asked what the highest mountain in the solar system is.
Yes,
Right.
a coin
And,
of the
and,
lost
and,
realm.
and Ben guessed the mountain. He just didn't have the right
Creepy out
celestial
here,
body.
isn't it?
Good thing it's not on Pluto, because it's not a planet
We're not
anymore.
gonna
Sob,
break into
sob.
the sky
Yeah, Olympus
without
Mons
some.
is on Mars, and it's
course
kind of
not,
infamous for being
This
like,
castle's been
you
abandoned
know,
for
so
centuries.
like basically
Hey,
so
look at this. The Junior Woodchuck guidebook
gradated
says Drake
that if
Von
you started on the
Castro,
bottom and walked up, you wouldn't tell you were increasing
best-known
elevation.
nickname,
Unless presumably you turned
Count
around and looked over your shoulder.
Right. I was thinking, if it's actually large enough, then you wouldn't be able to tell.
Right.
Because, you know, you're basically going up, but you're also curving
Yeah,
around.
Right.
There's no
So.
such thing as Dracula.
There's no such thing as Dracula.
He is right, isn't he, Uncle Scrooge?
But Duckula,
Ah, of course he is, Louis. Vampires, banshees, and mischievous spirits are just a lot of superstitious hocus pocus.
In the stage we find superstitious hocus pocus.
But you better stick close to me, just in case.
Good one, Uncle Scrooge.
Now you boys stay
first
put
day of
and
Pound
keep an eye
Merry
on Wee
Christmas
Abigail.
at
I'll be back with the
Nine
treasure in no time.
Aw, nuts. We want to come with you, Uncle Scrooge.
Don't worry. I'll be back with the coin before you can say e pluribus unum.
Oh, a bunch of fallen
purple
birds.
bus
Ho ho
whoop.
ho.
Yeah, I'm not sure that's as fast as you think it is. Besides, why should we have to stay here
Jump over
just
here.
because Webby's a big
Well,
chicken?
it'll take a second for it to tweet and then retweet.
Oh, we're not afraid of whatever's hiding out there, are we? You boys are so mean. I'll show you who's not afraid of the dark. Wait, Oh no!
Huey, Dewey, Louie.
Will they be all right, Uncle Scrooge?
Of course. Everything will be fine, my darling. Wait here and
We're in a
I'll
Disney
be back
cartoon
with the
after all.
lads lickety-split.
That said, this does feel like the start of a music video for like Michael Jackson. What other groups did like Christmas Halloween themed things?
Yeah.
Oh, didn't there was some boy band that did that? I know.
Huh. Yeah, I remember. I actually looked for some Halloween themed music on YouTube a while back, and yeah, pretty much there's Thriller, of course.
Right.
You've got some old school stuff like all the people that did Monster Mash, but including Vincent Price doing one, which is in my mind now the definitive version.
Right.
And but yeah, not much, actually. Of course, then you get to overlap Halloween and Christmas and have a Nightmare Before Christmas being one of the few Christmas themed games out there.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, when we ended
And
up.
yeah, you cannot actually destroy those skeletons. There's no point in trying.
Right.
Just walk on past.
Yeah, the dry bones were also not in the original.
Yeah. Actually, I thought they had something like that.
Did they? It's been so many years.
And I believe you cannot jump on ghosts, as you might expect.
Also in line with the Mario references.
Yep.
Oh, Zane, as you know, would have been a great mashup. Tim Curry and Vincent Price. Yeah.
Yeah.
What would they have done, though? I mean, anything.
That's the thing. What would they have done? Whatever the heck they wanted, man.
All right, and about 15 minutes later, I'm finally letting everybody know we're streaming.
Hooray!
Yay! I guess I'll take the next stage after this one. Don't sneak it up too badly.
Either that or if I die or something.
Yeah, that's true. That's true. We can hang out all the time. Not an empty threat, because this stage is pretty tough.
And again, you only get 3 hits to work with.
Right.
Which is a lot fewer than one might think. And yeah, they definitely added a lot of atmosphere in this particular stage. Because, yeah, a lot of the things that they have here in terms of backgrounds and whatnot just didn't exist.
Right.
For obvious reasons.
Yeah.
This couldn't handle it.
Oh, the game looks amazing.
And you're fine on spikes as long as you're bouncing.
Right.
And of course, skeletons are also fine, so...
Well, yeah, I mean, they don't have... spikes wouldn't... there's no skin or tendon to perforate. So.
Yeah, they would not be hitting anything vital.
The humorous say enough, I'm pretty sure well, no, they wouldn't because they're immune to it. But I was starting to say skeletons probably wouldn't be immune to caltrops in D&D, but I think it's a fort save or something that they would then be immune to.
Right. Bounce.
Yeah, I hadn't seen anything. I heard that Tim Curry had a stroke, but I wasn't aware of anything after that. So
Arg.
Not doing well. It sounds like that's unfortunate. Yeah, the guy's been in a ton of things, but I always remember him the most in Red Alert 3 as the so the premiere.
Yeah.
Get me down from here.
Like the hammiest thing ever. And of course, George Takei was the emperor in that one. Which is
Oh no, it's a ghost! Ooh!
Wait a minute, Ben. You can't bounce.
Arg!
Ooh.
He was invincible when I tried to jump on him.
Right. What's funny is I was starting to say you can't bounce on ghosts, and
Well, that's true. You cannot bounce on ghosts. As you might tell from the suspicious shoes, this is not in fact a ghost.
yeah, the fact that he has feet means clearly no ghost.
Right.
I'm going with Japanese logic on this one.
There we go.
Yo! I'm out of here.
Yeah, as you might imagine, Zane, we are not the target demographic for Rocky Horror Picture Show.
It was great. Our sister tried to get us to watch it, and both of us, by about, I think the opening sequence. Yeah, it's like they start with the big lips.
Right.
And from that point on, I was just completely not invested.
Yeah,
So weird.
Yeah, I tagged out before they even got to the mansion, and then I think Ben hung out until
Until Dr. Frankenfurter was trying to seduce the two.
Yeah.
And that's the point where I was like,
Gee, I wonder who tore it into pieces.
That's good to hear, Sway.
We'll
Our
worry
twins
about
love the
that
game.
later. Right now, I want you to head to
Like,
the front door
as long as
and
the
wait
audience
for
is
me.
easily entertained,
I'll
we
be
can
back
entertain
once I
them.
found
Yes,
the treasure.
indeed.
Off you go,
That
lad.
is our goal. Zane is both right and wrong at the same time. He says it is super weird, which is right.
Granted.
Then he says that we have to watch it, which is not correct.
Rejected.
No, I know exactly how weird it is. I am, no, like Wayne said, I am not the target demo. Oh, that was stupid.
Yeah, you could have gone up there. Right.
Well, that's a good way to show to people, yeah, that's the stuff that happens.
Yeah, you have
And then
to...
you might remember this. We're at the very start of the mention.
Right.
But I don't think going back... That's right, we can't go
You can't go back, right.
Oh, you were saying?
Yeah, you really have to think a move ahead on this one.
Well, in this case, because it was so dark, I couldn't actually see it. Let's see. I think there's more up this way? Or does that just lead outside? Okay, that just leads outside.
Right.
But yes, as you might guess, you know, there are 3 brats, there are 3 pieces of a... it's not a map, it's something else.
Mm-hmm.
Or I think it might be a map. Regardless, whatever it is, we need to find all 3 pieces in order to advance.
I'm going to go turn off our heater because with everything going, I don't want the computer overheat.
There we are. And yes, those mummies can be a pain to deal with. Thankfully, if you can bounce on them, that's good enough. Okay, so you cannot conclusively bounce on this. Well, yeah, because if you bounce on them, you don't actually do anything. There we go. And Wayne got in my way right when a ghost attacked, so...
Sorry. Yeah, we know what you mean, man. Said, of course you don't have to watch it. Yeah, of course you don't have to do anything. I mean, the death and taxes.
Aha, I was wise to its game this time.
Mm-hmm. What are the other things that can be in coffins? Are goodies? Or...
cash, mostly.
Yeah, yeah.
But as you can see, there's also this.
Goofy Lucre. There's a game to play sometime.
Yeah, I could actually see that.
Dragon Crown, yeah.
Of course, to get the final ending, you have to actually play the game like 2 or 3 times. So.
You had to fully play... I think you had to like, play each stage like 9 times, something crazy like that.
Yeah, which is a little much, I think.
That would have to be some kind of... something we put in stream rotation and, you know, like, while we're playing something else on one day, play that on the other day or something. Because, yeah, that's a long one.
Watch this. Part of the spell matches the inscription.
That's right, it's 3 parts of the spell.
Ah, right.
If only I had all the pieces to this puzzle.
So you have to come back here whenever you've gotten everything.
Correct.
Good luck keeping the stage, you know, all in order in your head.
Thankfully, that isn't too difficult. It's basically just 2 stages up. Then when you can't go up any further, you go right.
Fair enough. Yeah, something like that, Zane.
Now, how on earth do I not do that? Oh, I see now. Okay.
Yeah. The basic idea with the Dragon's Crown is that you have, I think there are like, I forget how many stages there are. But basically, you play through each of them one time to unlock it. Then you'll get quests that take you back through there to play them again to do to fight like a boss there, something like that. And then you'll have to do something else. You know, you'll always go to every stage 3 times. So basically, you're playing, you know. Oh, and yeah, but yeah, that's what 9 times. So it's basically you have to play through every stage. Yeah, Dragon Crown, right? You have to play through every stage at least 3 times, and then you have to do the game 3 times, like for each. Because basically, you play through the game multiple times to like the 2nd chapter and the 3rd chapter. You know, I forget exactly what the justification is for the game not being over when you beat it the first time. But yeah, you basically have to do it twice more.
Oh, you have to find a different item.
Yeah, that was it.
No, Ruby.
Where's Ruby? Where?
Is there no end to this man?
Miss Ruby.
There we go.
Yeah, look, I got the ice cream without falling through and dying that first time.
But yeah, as you might expect, you can come back to get all of those things. But I don't think we need to, so I probably won't be.
Right.
Oh no, another ghost! Well, actually, there are real ghosts here.
It'd be nice if they hit the Beagle Boys as well.
I don't think it... Oh yeah, they do actually float low enough for that to be a valid concern. Yeah, I do wish that was the case. thankfully, by knocking him out, the ghost just decides to leave.
Well, I
Peace.
guess you found me out. Oh,
You're kind of
well.
motivated
Guys gotta
to
do
play a game
lunch.
for yourself.
No.
You have anything in mind?
Okay. You don't gotta do
There,
all
I will
touchy
say,
about
just
it.
as an aside, there's
See
definitely a
ya.
difference between playing a game for yourself and playing it for others or for an audience.
Right, right.
Starting to look at me
So
like
I can
was
definitely,
lunch.
you know,
Well, next
I'm
time
simpatico
you'll
with
think
that.
twice before
There
screwing
are
with
a couple
Scrooge
games
McDuck.
that we got with a couple of cheap deals at GameStop. We have
Bargain bins,
Like
yeah.
that
bargain
pizza
bin
got
treatment. Yeah,
torn
we're
up
thinking about
totally.
streaming or possibly let's
A
playing later on.
magic spell.
But I just haven't
It's
really
nearly
pulled the
complete.
trigger on it.
Just one
Like
piece
we
left to
got the
find.
2 Dead Island
If
games.
only
That's the
I
kind of
knew where
thing
to
that you
start
want to
looking.
have at least 2 people doing
That
it.
bungle boy did
And
say this house had
they're just not that good. So I don't think it'd be as much fun to play it. Personally, on the other hand, could be
passage.
kind of
Oh,
good
no
hangout game.
wonder I've been having so much trouble
It's
finding
like
anything
so
around
you drink
here.
to the west,
Good
Final Fantasy
lad.
9, and
Now, off
oh,
you
yeah.
go. I need you
Good
to wait
choices.
at the entrance with the others.
Yeah, well, we had somebody recommend Dino Crisis 2 for us to play when we were playing.
Resident Evil.
Yeah, it's like we were asking for ideas for Spooktober, and so that was one of the ones that came up. Not really spooky so much as kind of. And why did they recommend that? I guess because it was like Resident Evil.
And it's basically kind of spooky. You have the threat of being eaten by dinosaurs.
Well, yeah. I mean, it's not like Jurassic Park is a horror movie. Well, I guess.
Yes, as someone that I can now tell has never actually watched Jurassic Park.
That's true. I started thinking about it for a second. It's like, what else would it be?
Really lost my hat on that one.
And never once was the top hat knocked off.
No, Ruby! Yeah, the timing for these can be a little wonky. So.
$2 on PSN. Okay. If I remembered who wanted us to get Dino Crisis 2, I'd be tempted about that.
Mrs. Bickley, is that you?
It most
What's she doing
certainly
here?
is. Why, just look at all these cobwebs. This place could use a woman's touch.
Marvelous job, as usual, Mrs. Bickley.
Go on, Mr. McDuck. No need to worry about me.
And there seriously isn't, which is weird. Yeah, she does give you a 1-up, and also, interestingly, she shows you where the secret passage is.
Cool. And since you're still able to play the game at 0, obviously because you just were, yeah, that does give you another shot. Oh, that's cool. Okay, yeah, I get it.
Yep.
Can you crack this code?
The problem is that it's a bit more difficult than one might think, because Scrooge actually has to go down far enough for that to work.
Exactly, right. And that one you can probably break with the Knight's helmet, can you? Or is it
I don't believe the Knight's helmet actually comes off. I could be incorrect.
Right.
Arg.
I'm going to be asking if all this is for just money, why would they be bothering with the risk and everything? But of course, he's just being character for Scrooge.
Pretty much, yeah.
Well, it was worth it to show off that.
Yeah. Yeah, I thought for some of them you actually can knock them off, but I don't remember how.
Right. Yeah, Zane says, so much for not being able to kill the skeletons. You lied to me.
Yeah, I had forgotten that you can knock their heads around.
Right. Now, clearly, that has to be the best way of dealing with regenerating skeletons in, like, tabletop or something.
Yeah, that's true.
Calculating the impact damage.
Arg. And of course, if you don't knock them down yourself, then...
Oh, what a jib. I guess it was just an angle that I didn't count at. You say if you don't knock them down yourself.
Oh, arg. Yeah, if you don't actually pogo them yourself, then you cannot knock their heads around. Here I am, back at 1 life again.
Make it count.
Do my best. You say as I immediately get hit again.
You're doing the exact, yeah.
This time for sure.
There you go. It doesn't work. There we go.
Well, I got my health back.
Right?
I guess there's that.
What's it going to do with him? There might be something down in that nook, but it's not worth it. Can you hit the
Oh, I think that's
body.
it.
Yeah.
There we go.
Yeah.
There we go.
Gotcha. Auto. Yeah. So we definitely want to go that lower route.
I'm reasonably sure that I'll be coming back this way.
Okay. Good.
There's a mirror.
Yeah, I love the fact that you can just send those gigantic...
Yeah, this was where one of the treasure chests was. Yeah, and the secret passage is to our right, and that's the mirror we came through. Okay, I know where we're at.
So instead we need to go...
Go this way.
Okay.
Where there's treasure.
I'm glad you're doing this one because I don't handle stages like this very well at the best of times.
Right.
And trying to do it while streaming would be even worse.
Yeah, yeah. Okay, I need to get it to not look this way.
Right.
There we go.
It is kind of neat how if you're too close, it'll just kind of be on the lookout for you.
Right.
Not bad.
Just wish that I could tell what was in there beforehand, because I don't want to actually waste. Ow.
Right.
Then sometimes they do stuff like that.
Yeah.
However, you can then knock their helmets around. So
Oh, yeah. Very true. Not really much you can do with that. Not easy come, easy go on your HP there.
Indeed. I don't think there's anything in there, so
Right.
good.
I was expecting it to roll the rest of the way. Oh, but you can't actually launch them.
I could if there's more vertical turns.
Are you sure? Because it looked like he just kind of powdered it.
I'm reasonably sure.
Guess we'll find out.
Indeed. Okay, and then this was back where we were.
Right.
So then I need to...
If I'm not handling this well, or if Ben's not handling this well, you can just imagine how much worse it would be.
Yeah.
For me.
Down.
I will say, as much as I do like the new stage and everything, the Nintendo stage is all a lot more straightforward. I mean, it is kind of fun to wander around and explore and everything, but it is kind of repetitive and kind of hard to keep track of where you are.
Yeah, that's the big problem that I have with it. There's just so much to keep track of.
Right. Do you see it? Nope. Okay. Can you knock those open?
Yeah, knock all of these.
Right. Okay, because they have.
I've got the ghost scars to prove it.
Because they have a closed door with like rip on it, I think.
Yeah. Something like that.
Wrecked.
Yes, they have a closed door with wrecked. Alright, now we're on this way.
Okay.
Yep, and here's the third
Excellent.
spelling.
They just need to go all the way up and then right to get out.
Correct.
Help!
Help!
Leon, help! Oh, two ghosts.
Yep.
But don't be afraid of them. Nice, nice moves there.
Okay.
Yeah. And that one with a
Not
plum.
so tough without your army helmet, eh?
Wait till the gang in Sing Sing finds out you were knocked flat by an old guy in his cane.
Thank you, lad.
Well, you better be careful where you go poking around, McDuck, or you's gonna have much bigger problems than me. So long!
Now, what do you suppose he meant by that? Ah, it doesn't matter. Quick, lad, see if there's a scrap of paper lying about.
You mean like this one, Uncle Scrooge?
Exactly. This is the last piece of the riddle.
What's it do?
That's what I'm about to find out. Quick, lad, go meet Webby and the others at the entrance. And all of you, stay put.
Before we leave, treasure. Always more.
Always treasure.
I had a feeling there'd be something in the corner, yeah.
Arg! It's kind of having to juke there a little bit.
Right. Old guy with the cane.
Yeah, I do like the interactions that they gave us.
Right. Because it is kind of silly, you know.
As it should be, really. Like, Ducktales itself was kind of a silly premise.
Right.
I mean, don't get me wrong, Scrooge McDuck is still one of my favorite Disney characters.
trying to remember, did they ever do a like a DuckTales movie?
Look up
They did
the
a bunch of other
ducks.
animated
I
things.
saw the
I
little
Oh,
think so.
What riddle, Uncle Scrooge?
I don't remember.
right.
boys. I thought I told you to stay with Webby.
They did stay with me, Uncle Scrooge. I'm right here. Oh, what a pretty mirror.
Aye, lass. And if I'm right, using this spell will reveal the foul perpetrator behind all these shenanigans.
Woohoo, shenanigans.
It's been in the wrong order, so gotta do it all again.
Or if it was like some other areas to use in the wrong order, you're dead.
Right.
But yep, that's her.
Magic of the spell is
Magic
great.
of the spell. Ach, I should have known you'd be behind this.
Oh, Scroogey, my old friend, you wouldn't believe how much fun it is watching you run around making a fool of yourself.
What?
Oh, you really don't think you need ancient sorcery to find coin of lost realm, do you? No, I had Beetle Boys hide paper scraps to throw you off trail.
Why, you sneaky, conniving...
Please, save compliments for garden party.
What garden party?
The one I will throw in celebration when I get home with lost coin. So long, fools!
Gee, she isn't very nice. You said it, Webby.
All right, you kids stay here. I'm going to track down
That was
that
pretty great.
witch and give her a piece of my mind.
Probably not the original Magica, yeah.
Which is a shame, but
Yeah, sometimes, like, I don't know if maybe like, if she was older to begin with or what, but I'm thinking of, like, in between when I watched the original Babylon 5 run and when some of my friends watching syndication, who was the guy that played Jakar had died, and it wasn't even like maybe 6 years afterward. He wasn't even that old, it's a kind of thing, yeah. So you just never know when trying to bring back the actors and voice actors and stuff.
all right, boss fight time. I've got one life, so this will be great.
Right.
That coin is mine. Take this.
Oh yeah, and her magic is much more impressive in this game than it was in the NES.
Right.
You are fools.
You look at it, okay. Oh, and one of those is a treasure chest you could have gotten. Nice. Hey, good job keeping the pressure going. There you go. Oh.
She just cheap-shotted me with magic.
She blinded you with magic.
There's no treasure chest up there.
Oh.
Whoa!
Oh, yeah.
Arg.
One hit left.
Oh! And that's game over, unfortunately.
Yep. He's still alive and 98?
Wow.
Jeez.
Well, thankfully, yeah, I can just run right back and take care of it, so...
Okay.
And that'll give Wayne full lives.
Back
So.
your back,
Okay.
boys.
Or at least we should be able to.
Mm-hmm.
I sure hope so. Skip cinematic, skip cinematic. We'll see what happens.
Yeah, I don't know. I think we have to do the whole stage again.
Gosh, I sure hope not.
Well, that's why I said her son can play in this game on hardest difficulty. Well, good for him.
You may want to choose to say that at a time other than when I just died. Oh, no. Looks like you might be right.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure that game over you have to...
Well, huh.
That's pretty cool. The map keeps track of where the treasure is, though.
Well, in that case, should we go to a different stage since we kind of showed it, or should we try to...
I would just go through it as quickly as possible. Now that you kind of just... You can skip all the treasure because, that's just the way it goes.
That's really frustrating.
Right.
I've forgotten that, yeah, you basically lose everything.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, well.
Yep. We can also... At least we can grab that one thing we missed last time.
I'm not going to be going for it if I'm trying to skip treasure.
Oh, true. I mean, if we were there anyway, but, yeah. Yeah, Sway is talking about her son, and we played Mario Party. That's Phoenix, who's been in the chat a couple times. And so we were there playing Mario Party 10 last time. And we were doing Bowser mode, and I was playing Bowser. And I was just demolishing everybody else, you know. I got really lucky with the games. And some of them, they're just hard for players to deal with. Like the one that is like this claw grab thing where the players have to do something like really hard to climb. Like you have to alternate what's the LMR buttons. Yeah. Yeah, or on the Wii mode, you know, whatever it is, it's a pain to do. Whereas I decided to mash the triggers over and over again. So of course I could have put everybody. And so at that point, from that point, getting off an early start there, I just kept, like, every other round, knocking people out and have absolutely no problem. But I couldn't take him out. And because of the way the game works, you know, how each time that a player's turn comes up, if they're out of the game, they give a special block to the people that are still in there. And that actually ended up being counterproductive, and he ended up winning, you know, because, you know, I couldn't take him out in any one of the games, and then just kept getting further and further ahead, you know, with the bonus blocks that we kept giving him. Right. So... Mario Party. Good games for kids, but you know, I am not the biggest fan.
Yeah. Didn't you say something like kind of silly for when you said you weren't playing to beat it, or you were kind of upset about that? It's like, I'm sorry you weren't able to beat it.
Yeah, something like that.
It's like, yeah, I understand what you're trying to say, kid.
That is a good old-fashioned humble brag. It's all in good fun. Huh? Yeah. I thought about, like, I brought Mario Party 8, you know, over to play with our niece sometime, but it hasn't really been a good time for it. It's kind of funny. It's like, you know, my mom was one of those people that got a Wii because getting a Wii was the thing to do. Right. But they never actually played it much.
Arrgh, I can't believe it again. Oh well.
Yeah, that was it. Sorry.
Sorry you can't beat me.
And of course, you know, and the reason why I was able to get that big advantage was the way the game works is that if Bowser has trouble taking people out, he gets, like, there's this whole Bowser's Angry thing, and then you get harder at mini games. And but when you're actually knocking out players, you don't get that. So in the harder games are the only time you really have a chance to take out good players. So yeah, that also kind of compounded it.
There's no reason for me to do that. So
yeah. Like a lot, you know, the Mario Party games just aren't really designed around.
Yeah, they're not designed to be balanced.
Yeah.
Of course, you know, one would think they would be balanced around having fun. But, you know.
It's kind of that same awkward territory that the Smash Brothers. No, you're not. You can go on the steel balls and knock them off.
Yes.
Kind of the same awkward territory that Smash Brothers is in, and because it's like, you know, it's a party game, fighting game, but you know, it's also a serious, bigger quotes there, tournament game. You know, no items, Fox only final destination. You know, right. Is a meme for a reason. Was a meme.
Then to the right is where the portal is.
Cake. So a lot less money this time. That's okay. Where the goal is just to finish the stage and move on.
Yeah, that's.
I like the little, like, what is that kind of doing? Kind of, you know, flexing or, you know,
like popping its nose.
Yeah, popping. Yeah.
Sorry, I want to do this one.
Right. Get some more loot. What was that? Pass by really quickly.
Just more gems.
Okay. Yeah, if we had a Wii U, I'd be tempted to do Smash 4.
I'm go up the other way.
Right. I'd be tempted to play Smash 4 sometime. You know,
Smash 4.
The one for the Wii U. And because it does look like the one of the ones I've played. I mean, we've played all of them by this point. I probably like it the most so far. I mean, you know, Brawl was good too.
Yeah. And that one just came out. Yeah, I think these two do.
Right.
Oh, I think you do just Smash. Weird. I think in the original you actually could send them flying.
Huh.
But my memory could just be blank.
Right, and it's not like there's anything useful we can do with them anyway.
Right. Not here anymore.
Yep.
There's the other one. It's the treasure house.
Yep. Good.
There we go.
The fact it's the same every time does make it easier.
Right.
They kind of randomized, which one did which. One it was inconsequential. Like you didn't need it to pogo or anything.
And that moved us back here, which is. Sorry, I think we have to go through the magic portal or the magic mirror on the right.
Right. Presumably it'd help me practice, so we offered to let me borrow it, but yeah, I don't think everybody else would approve.
Right. I was kind of sad because I was in a stream with that Zane was running with a friend of his, and they were playing these Smash Brothers. It's like, oh, I actually wanted to play that with them because that's a game that actually is really fun to play with friends.
Right.
But of course.
Yep.
I don't actually have it, so...
Yeah, of the next gen, current gen now consoles, the PS4 is definitely top on our list. And I kind of like the Wii U. I think it's doing some interesting things that probably should have done the first time, with the Wii, but...
Let's get cinematic.
Ghosts? Ghost gun. There's a game we need to bring back. Translitters.
Cinematic?
Yep.
At least this time I haven't lost any lives, and if Mrs. Beakley does what she did last time, I should have an extra one to face Magica with.
Yeah. So yeah, you were doing quite well.
Right.
And Zane agrees, Smash is the best. Yes, wait, that was Brawl. That's probably... yeah, I don't know if Brawl or 4 is my favorite, but they're both pretty up there.
I would definitely put 4 at the top.
Because it helps you, yeah. I think a lot of it comes down to the characters in there, and for Smash 4, you have to pay even more in DLC to unlock them all. So there's definitely that aspect of it. I hate DLC like that.
I tried to jump, but it didn't let me. Okay, let's try that again.
Right. And so in honor of Dark Souls, try jumping. So was it?
Oh, and there was an ice cream cone.
That's always theory is because they have all those Fire Emblem characters. Ben likes. What's funny is that we both like Lucina, Marth, and Robin, but neither one of us has actually played. Neither one of us actually played any Fire Emblem games.
Of course, Ike is just fantastic.
Ike's great, yeah. Yeah, I've seen LPs of pretty much all of them, but I haven't actually played them. Because they're because a big part of it is that a lot of them are on handheld games, and we're never serious handheld gamers. Handheld consoles, not games.
Yeah, I actually have a DS I haven't played for a while, even though I have 2 Atlas games that I actually really wanted to play. There's another one too called Deep Labyrinth, I think it was called. It was actually very interesting, and I was getting into it. But then it's like, oh, but I don't really play, the DS. It's pretty much a perfect example of what the people in the biz call the problem of. I'm not. I'm just
Are we talking about tears, Zane? Yeah, I miss Wolf too. Yeah, I miss the British accent more, or the fake, accent they had in the N64 version. I was a lot less keen on Wolf after they removed that.
Right.
He asked, isn't Deep Labyrinth Japan only?
No, because I've got it.
No. Not tears. Tires don't exits.
Yeah, it's something like that. I could, I was about to say I could walk over and get it, but it's like, no, I actually can't.
Right. Not to reiterate, but a broken leg. Ooh, nice jump. I thought sure was going to get you hit there.
Now, I can't do it on this guy.
Right. Do you have to go that one?
Yeah, I have to go around. Otherwise, I would have to go through the magic portal and through the the minecart segment again. I'm not eager to do that.
Over the river and through the woods.
Over the river and through the woods. Wow, he's really fired on me.
That's a 122 Mother Goose.
Mother Duck, actually.
Well. So while we're talking about it, Zane, and nobody else is here talking Ducktales with us. Oh, you're thinking Beyond the Labyrinth was the Japanese game. Okay.
Yeah, Deep Labyrinth is a different one.
Gotcha.
Here.
So the dude with the David Bowie avatar is talking about Labyrinth. So who is your favorite Smash character, Zane? You played a lot more than we have. And you're free to say the one like like character wise and moveset wise or power level wise.
Yeah, should they be different?
Right. My favorite one to play is DDD, but you know the as far as like actual character I actually like, I'll probably go with jeez, that would. They're basically saying at that point rank your favorite Nintendo character.
Right.
And it's like yeah. DDD would probably still be up there. I mean, I do like the Kirby games. Wolf was his main in Brawl and fun to play. Well, there you go. So upset that he's gone. Yeah. You think of anything with the fact that they're developing a... Well, Nintendo's not developing it. I don't know who they farmed it out to. The fact that... is it Rare again? But the fact there is a Star Fox game in development, you'd think they'd get the Fire Emblem treatment and get a bunch of characters to remind people it exists.
Right.
But...
very obviously that is not the case.
Yeah.
Skip cinematic, even though I do love Magic of the Spell.
Right.
I'm probably going to die in this ghost segment if they don't give me any ice cream or anything. But...
I'm pretty sure there's some, in...
Oh, there we go.
Just cleaning. It's like getting hit by the last robot in a Mega Man level, so you're topped off to fight the boss.
Right. So I don't actually remember any...
There may not have been one. So it was like, yeah, they had to make room for Cloud. Speaking of games coming out, Final Fantasy VII.
It's honestly, I'm kind of surprised it took them this... No, Ruby! Scrooge, stop!
I was calling 2017 for the whole, like, the 20-year, anniversary thing for it. So I'm not surprised that it's... Oh, okay, that gives you something. Cool.
It gives you wings! Yeah, I'm definitely going to have to hand this off to Wayne before too long. Very obviously, between pain and tiredness, I'm kind of starting to screw up a bit.
Yeah. No worries. I'll be glad to take over. Oh, what'd you say there? I can't wait to subtitle that. Did it actually do anything? Okay, there you go. He swoops at you. Did it actually attack you at that point? I wonder if that's a pattern, like they'll always do the arc of magic after you whopper once you do Vulture.
Awesome.
They're doing well enough, no health this time. Right. And Zane, how did you know? Is what he said. Well, that makes sense. Yeah, good catch. Thinking that what he's saying is how do you know when you get her when you the mirrors and stuff.
Yeah, it looks like that is refreshing.
Yeah. They,
Hard.
At least you can only get hit once,
Ah.
Oh dear. Man, that's a.
You should be just about out.
Yeah, I'm guessing instead of 3 like hits to take her out, it's like 3 like patterns worth. As long as you hit her each time. The chances are pretty good. You'll have to get one more swoop, dodge the magic, and then hit her.
There we
go. So yeah, sure enough, 3 patterns worth of.
Rusty's inferior mirror and beam spells. It's the last time I shop for spell ingredients at discount store. You haven't seen Wrath of Magic of the Spell. You may have Coin of Lost Realm, but your #1 dime will soon be mine.
That was pretty great.
Yay! Stage clear. I am just so bummed that I got all that cash and then...
That died, right. Because you can't take it with you.
Take this.
Okay.
I say as I get from my controller.
Alright, we have the Moon, the Himalayas,
Amazon, and the African mines.
Yeah, so where are we going next? We tally up the loot.